guys, so welcome back here to Marathon-Crossfit. So what I want to show you today is a bit of my warm-up and what I do. So first it's wrist circles, 10 in each direction. This works for CrossFit and for powerlifting as well. Then you do arm circles, also 10 each direction. And why I'm doing this is just to get all of the here you see arm circles, also 10 each direction. It's just to get the rust off in front of the training session. And I also like it to be rather clean and quick, so that I don't have to spend a lot of time warming up. But still, you should always do a warm-up just to protect yourself from injury, but also to get your best performance out of yourself. So here you go with hip circles, also 10 each direction, back and forth. And just take a nice a nice range of motion there, and keep it steady. And then over and unders, try to touch the floor if you can. Don't bend your knees, okay? Try to keep your knees straight and go as low as possible, and also bend backwards until you feel the stretch. I also found it better to just get the arms behind my back like that. This routine is basically actually taken out of the book Olympic Weightlifting from Greg Everett, which I would just to recommend to everybody who is lifting taking serious. That is what he recommends as a warm-up also for the Olympic lifters there, and he's kind of a legend, at least in the US. Then we go to iron crosses. So what's nice about this one is it really makes your hips pop. All of the air goes out there, you really feel it like after a long day at work, sitting at the office, because I actually work in the office. I got a proper boring office job, if you so may speak, although I love my job, but that's a whole different matter altogether. But, from an activity perspective, it's pretty, like sitting at a desk phoning people, sales. That is where you get your hips going. Also 5 times each side. Then you go to the scorpion, which is basically just the same thing, just the other way around. Also 5 times each side. Get yourself nice and warmed up there. Get your hips going. Get your legs going. A lot of people tend to skip a proper warm-up. I don't really think that is a good idea. And here you see Spider-Man lunges. So also here, don't go for the stretch, for the static stretch. Rather, try to get the explosiveness in and simulate also what you're going to do later in the squat or in the deadlift. Static lifts for me personally, and also from what I've read, that is actually better to be done when you're already warm and when you did your session. So, keep it rather snappy when you're warming up. And Cossacks to actually finish off, so also just to get a bit of a stretch into the groin there, so that you're all prepared for the squats. And then what I like to do is actually 100 double unders for time. Now, I personally pretty much suck at double unders. I was like doing 100 in about 10 minutes, so now I brought it down to average like under 4 minutes, which still, if you go to beyondthewhiteboard.com and just check that outside out if you want to see if your performance is actually good, because it measures you up against the entire CrossFit community who is logging their exercises there. So, if you want to get into the 20 best percent of 100 double unders on that website, you have to perform somewhere under 2 minutes. So I'm just like, light years away from that. But however, why I'm doing the 100 double unders is just that it gets you really, really warm. It makes you sweat. It's also, it's also cool. If you can't do them like I'm doing them, and you can't do double unders and all, do single unders. What I use is a Rogue SR2 jump rope. That one is pretty nice because it actually spins quite easily. So for someone who's not as good as you might think, or as you should be for doing double unders, you can cheat with good equipment. So that is what I'm doing here right now. And I mean, you see, it takes a while, me jumping about. And also just bear in mind, if you have powerlifting shoes and you weightlifting shoes, and you put them together very tightly, actually the lids, there are always lids with the weightlifting shoes that you can, like straps that you can pull over your shoe or over your feet and to tighten the shoe. Now if you tighten them, usually what happens is that these lashes are actually sticking out a bit from the side of the shoes, and that will inhibit the rotation of the jump rope itself. So if you're going for a personal record in doing double unders, maybe don't wear weightlifting shoes, just wear your proper sneakers if that rocks your boat. But that is basically the story about the double unders. So we are approaching the 100 surely here, but you see, I'm also quite exhausted already. Also, what you see there on the ground is just a little plastic bag that the jump rope actually came in. I recommend, if you order anything from Rogue that you will throw in your gym bag, just keep those little plastic sacks, because in the beginning I tended to actually throw them away. But they're actually very helpful to keep everything nice and neat in the gym bag and not lose any stuff. So we're getting to the end of the whole warm-up thing. I mean, the good thing about this is this whole warm-up is, with getting the jump rope in and out and all of that, is about 10 minutes long. So it gets you nice and warm, and also flexible again, just getting the rust off to hit the bar then, which I will just do afterwards. So that is that, and I think now we're done.